Hey guys, I'm gonna do. I guess it'd be a May wrap up because these are books I read in May. And sorry about the light on the glasses because it's rainy and muggy outside, so I'm having to use my lamp. But and don't judge because I'm a little late on reading some of these books. But I read 6 books this month, and it's typically more, but when I get to the last one, you'll understand. Um, I read the first 3 to the Witch and Wizard series by James Patterson. Um, I don't have the third one with me because my mother's borrowed it, and she has the fourth one, which I didn't read. But overall, I would say it was a fairly decent book. Um, James Patterson's wrote a lot of books like the Maximum Ride and the Alex Cross series, and I think he has some other ones like the Women's Murder Club, I think is what it's called or something. But I would say I'm not gonna do much in depth, but it's about a boy and a girl. Wit and Wisteria, all good, and they're taken from their parents under the new order, and they're like put in a prison. Well, not really a prison, like almost like a concentration camp. And they slowly start to find out that they're a witch and a wizard, like the book suggests. And they encounter, I guess, the villain of the series, the one who is the one, is what he goes by. And as I read it, I just couldn't help but think of like Voldemort the whole time. Maybe because I've read the Harry Potters like 3 times each. But I mean, it was still a good series. The second one I liked more than the first one, and I guess because the first one was just given like an intro. But the third one was my favorite. I haven't read the fourth one yet because I was just like, I need a break from the series. Then I read Legend by Marie or Marie, whatever. My mom's name is spelled Marie and it's pronounced Mary, but it could be Mary or Marie Lou. And I love this book. I like that it was written between the two perspectives of Day and June. Um, I really liked like that his Day's part was written in gold, and I have the second book which I'm gonna read this month. It's in my TBR, but like out of for all, out of for all, I would give this like a 5. And I know I'm really late to reading this, and I'm really late to reading the second. But I know the third one, Champion, comes out sometime in the fall or winter, so I'm excited to finish the series up. And this one I'm really late on, but I read The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. Oh my god! Oh my god! This was like the best thing I ever read. I would actually, since I'm a CNA, I sit with my grandmother every now and then, and I had to sit with her Saturday. I read this Saturday. This was the last thing. Well, no, Friday actually. This was the last thing I read for the month. And as I was sitting with her, she doesn't really talk much. She don't watch TV, so she just sits there in silence. And I read this, and I couldn't stop. And I got home at like 9, and I stayed up till like 1 finishing it. This book, it it deserves everything that it's ever been given credit for. I thought the characters were great. I love John Green's style, and I have Looking for Alaska, which I'm going to read. And I read Will Grayson with him and David Levithan, which I really like. So this is like a 10 million stars out of 5. This was my favorite book at the moment. And lastly, but not least, actually most least, I'm in kind of a book club, and this month they were doing an old piece of literature, and I almost read this in high school for my AP Lit class, and I didn't, and I'm glad. I started this at the beginning of the month, actually the end of April, and I finished it I think maybe this past Monday. That's a long time to read one book, and it's not even long. It's only 581 pages, and this would be Invisible Man by Ralph Ellison. I have nothing much to say about this book besides I hate it. Like, I mean, yes, okay, I understand the context of it. I understand I guess what he was trying to convey, or whatever you want to say. And I mean, I found the symbolism of some of the stuff to be amazing, but in total, I hated this book. I almost wanted to put it in a trash can and burn it. Burn it down to the ground. But books did nothing to nobody except instilled emotion. And that's what they're supposed to do. If you haven't read this, then, I mean, if you want to, go ahead and read it. Have fun. I dare you. And, I mean, I remember when I first saw this, they were like, The Great Gatsby, and I was like, yes, favorite. And then they were like, everyone's read The Great Gatsby, which I did read it for my AP language and composition class my junior year, and I loved it. But at first I hated it, and then when they were going to tell us that this was our summer project senior year, I almost died, and then I ended up having to read it anyhow. But, I mean, I'd give it like a solid 3.5 out of 5. I mean, because the symbolism and all, but it's still, sometimes it was just so hard to read. Like, I had to force myself to sit there, like, I used to have, hold on, I'll probably have to edit that out. Okay, this is like the first paragraph worth. I'm an invisible man. No, I'm not a spook like those who haunted Edgar Allan Poe, nor am I one of your Hollywood movie ectoplasms. I'm a man of substance, of flesh and bone, fiber and liquids, and I might even be said to possess a mind. I am invisible. Understand, simply because people refuse to see me, like the bodiless heads you see sometimes in circus sideshows. It is as though I have been surrounded by mirrors of hard, distorting glass. When they approach me, they see only surroundings. Themselves are figments of their imagination. Indeed, everything and anything except me. It's like the whole book. The whole book. God, my glasses are so weird today. Yeah, that was like the whole book. Okay! That was my dad. I don't know if I'm gonna edit this out. Yeah. I mean, 3.5 out of 5, for real. But I won't be reading it again. So, I have good news too. I'll be making video, although I have 1 subscriber at the moment, but oh well. I'm gonna start from the bottom. I'll be making a book called either tonight or tomorrow, and I got a new shelf today too, like, because I didn't have one at my dad's, so now I have one. It's like 6 feet tall, because that's how tall I am, and I'm in the process of putting my books on there. But I'm about to go to the movies, so I decided to make this video real quick. And, yeah, okay. Bezos. Thanks, guys.